Good morning.
I am not Mike today, so if you can't hear me, just do this, and I will go over to the lectern and have me mic'd. So if you can't hear me, just let me know. Everyone hear me just fine? Okay. I have a couple of announcements, but and then I'll open it up to if anyone has announcements. My name is Pastor Daniel Lipke. I am the pastor here as of last week. So if you have any questions, don't see me after worship, but give me a call or an email because I have to run out after this. Schedule will be, so you'll know when I'm here in the office, and that will be coming out soon. But right now I am trying to figure out what my week is going to look like and where I'm going to be between here and over at Trinity and meetings galore. So to let you know, that will be coming out soon. Are there any announcements for the good of the community?
Blessing of the backpacks is going to be August. I don't have mom brain. All right. It's going to be August 23rd. So if you have backpacks, you're going to school, or you just want your purse or whatever you carry to work blessed, please bring them on that day.
Not seeing anything else. Gospel according to Matthew. Glory to you, O Lord. Jesus put before the crowds another parable. The kingdom of heaven may be compared to someone who sows good seed in his field. But while everybody was asleep, an enemy came and sowed weeds among the wheat, and then went away. So the plants came up and bore grain, and the weeds appeared as well. The slaves of the householder came and said to him, Master, did you not sow good seed in your field? Where did these weeds come from? He answered, An enemy has done this. The slave said to him, Do you want us to go and gather them? But he replied, No, for in gathering the weeds you will uproot the wheat along with them. Let both of them grow together until the harvest. And at the harvest time I will tell the reapers, Collect the weeds first and bind them into bundles to be burned, but gather the wheat into my barn. Then he left the crowds and went into the house. And his disciples approached him, saying, Explain to us the parable of the weeds of the field. He answered, The one who sows good seed is the Son of Man. The field is the Word, and the good seed are the children of the kingdom. The weeds are the children of the evil one, and the enemy who sows them is the devil. The harvest is at the end of the age, and the reapers are the angels. Just as the weeds are collected and burned up with the fire, so will it be at the end of the age. The Son of Man will send his angels, and they will collect out of his kingdom all causes of sin and all evildoers, and they will be thrown into the furnace of fire, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. The righteous will shine like the sun in the kingdom of their Father. Let anyone with ears listen. The gospel of the Lord.
Praise you, O Christ.
You may be seated. If there are any kids that want to come up for a children's sermon. Before we jump into the text for today, I wanted to give you a little bit of background of who I am, where I come from, and what I'm about. I grew up bouncing around the state of Illinois. I was born in Champaign, Urbana. Okay, technically Urbana. We lived in Rantoul, where my dad was a pastor. My mother is a teacher and a professor, and they are both retired. Rantoul used to be one of the biggest Air Force bases in the country, but is no longer so. So if you have questions about jets and planes, older ones, I might be able to answer. We moved from Rantoul right before grade school to Earlville, which is a bedroom community to Chicago. There are farmers, industry workers, laborers, and plant workers there. It was a very diverse group of folks. Those first two places I lived, we lived in a parsonage. And someday I'll probably get into those stories that I have. From there we moved to Freeport, Illinois, which is just outside Rockford. And for me, that was moving to the big city. In my class, there were about 450 kids. That was more than 400 more than where we had moved from. Throughout grade school and high school, I was involved in music, mainly choirs. I enjoyed singing, which helped me get into Wartburg College. And I know there's some Luther folk here, so we'll have some talks. At Wartburg is where I met Whitney, who is now an elementary music teacher. And together we have lived in Waverly, Algona, Waterloo, Cedar Rapids, and now we reside in Fairfax. After Wartburg College, I went to Wartburg Theological Seminary to be trained as a youth and family minister. And in fact, I worked several places doing youth and family ministry. And the person that trained me, you actually got to hear from last week. The bishop trained me. When we moved to Waterloo, jobs were tough in the 2009 times, and youth and family ministers were not employable at that point. So I substitute taught in a middle school for about a year. And from there, I ended up being an AmeriCorps volunteer. And then they wanted me to stay on, so I became the assistant director for Green Iowa AmeriCorps at UNI. It's where I taught people how to analyze homes and structures and how to be more energy efficient, mainly to help low-income folks, but we helped everybody that came knocking on our door. It was to help them save money. I did a lot of other stuff at UNI, but energy efficiency was my main focus. I took a year off when Luke was born, who's now going into 7th grade. And my passions are in youth and family ministry, singing, outdoors, camping, woodworking, reading, and learning. I grew up in the church, quite literally living in the church for a while. Those in the church I have always considered family. As a pastor's kid, when you bounce around a lot and don't live near family, the church becomes your family, literally your family. I had, in German terms, Omas and Opas in my church. Major life events have always happened in the church, including and not limiting to breaking my arm. I see my role as pastor here as walking with you, learning from you, learning together, and on occasion teaching. We journey this life together, and I'm excited to see where the Spirit is moving and leading us. Speaking of that, let's jump back into the text we have before us today. Parables are something that go alongside us to help us see something or hear something differently and to challenge us. I have heard on more than one occasion, if you hear a parable and aren't struggling with it, then you didn't really hear the parable. There are a whole lot of questions that can arise from just this one parable. Where does evil come from? Why does evil exist? Why do we have to walk this life knowing that there are bad things out there that can creep into our very lives and plant themselves? Jesus doesn't give us an easy explanation how to get rid of evil. In fact, in this parable, he doesn't give us any explanation of how we get rid of evil. But Jesus does talk about what God does and how God will take care of evil and remove it. And that we will shine like the sun in the kingdom of our Father. God will take care of this, and we can be filled with hope, knowing that God will take care of this. Now, this doesn't mean that we can just let evil trample all over us. I once heard someone talking about what you feed will grow. If you nurture those things that are good, and God is nurturing those things, they will grow. If you nurture those things that are not good, they too will grow. So there's caution to be said about what we feed and nurture in us and around us. Now, I want to be very clear. There are things in our lives that we need to walk away from and stop engaging so that we do not get hurt. But there are other things where it is appropriate for us to stick around and to continue to love on and to nurture. And to know that it is not our job to make things right. We walk alongside with and with Jesus, but it is Jesus who is the one who changes things. I'll admit, this is hard for us to hear. Hard for human beings to hear that we don't have the control sometimes to change big things. So what do? We acknowledge that God is with us and in us and working through us. And there is evil in our world too. That we are to know and to follow Jesus. We know that Jesus gave us a commandment to love. And by doing all this and knowing all this, it is because we have listened to Jesus and the Spirit and the Creator of all things. God is the one who redeems us and sustains us and renews us, and we become a new creation through water and word. The one who meets us on the road and the one who is the Good Shepherd. We are to hear Jesus' voice, listen, and follow. Thanks be to God.